In for service today is this LTD ESP. It is a Gary Holt model, and it's a Les Paul style guitar with red binding. Looks really sweet. Active EMGs, and then Floyd Rose tremolo on it. So it came in with the the high E string hanging off of it. I went ahead and tuned it to pitch, let it sit for a day just to acclimate and get used to that string tension again. He has the springs in the configuration that I like to have them. Not everybody likes that. Some people think that's naughty to do that, but it works just fine. I've been doing it for 30, 40 years. So anyway, there it is. It was missing the back plate there when it came in. He knew that. He was saying there's a lot of fret buzz, and when I look at the string action, it is, yeah, extremely low. And then if we take a look down the neck, I think hopefully if the camera will focus, you'll see it with me. That neck is just straight as an arrow, and it's nice to see him straight because you got lots of room to go from there, but we're going to have to adjust the truss rod a little bit. I like to take a quick peek at the tools we're going to use just in case people aren't terribly familiar. We're going to clean the guitar. We've got a fret rocker and string height gauge that we're going to use, a little file if we have any dangling fret ends, some feeler gauges there. I got my favorite ones marked out kind of back there. A set of trem wedges. I don't know which size this takes, so I just grabbed a whole set. Pickup height measuring sticks. Intonation tool for Floyd Rose, a couple Allen wrenches, the Frank Ford string winding tool. Why not, right? Some fret erasers, and those are just to polish up the frets a little bit. Capo for setting neck relief. We got a new set of Didarios. I haven't used these types of strings before, so I'm kind of interested in what those will sound like. And then I do want to figure out what the radius of this fretboard is, just to make sure that we're matched up down here at the bridge. If there's string buzz problems, sometimes you get a mismatch there, or you have a nut that's sitting a little bit too low. There we go. Now they're out of our way. Capo on the first fret, and finger down here at the body joint. Let's see if 5 thou here. Somewhere between 3 and 4 thousandths is the neck relief right now. So we need to loosen this truss rod off, and hopefully it has the ability to do that. I think this is a 4 mil. Got 4 mil out. We want to loosen it off. Oh yeah. We've loosened it right off. So we're going to go up to the point where just got a little tension on it. The specs from ESP say between 10 and 20, which is a really big gap. I look at the reflection between the string, and if I can see just a hair of light, I know that I've got room there. And that's what I can see right now, is just a sliver of light with 12 thou. So I think for now, with as flat as that was, I think we're going to leave that at 12 thou and set everything up from here. The string height, now with a little bit of neck relief. On the bass side here, we're at 3/64 at the 12th fret. And on the treble side, we're at 3/64. So the factory specs for ESP say 5 on the bass and 4 on the treble side. It is the next day, and we let this sit overnight. I took the old strings off of it. I checked the neck relief before I did that. It was right at 12 thousandths, and for most players that's a really good number. If you don't know where your spec is, that's where I would start, 12 thousandths. You can do 10 if you're a little bit lighter playing style, and if you're a heavy player, heavy-handed player, and that's, when I say that, I mean with your picking hand, I would recommend more like 14. And yeah, 14 is about as high as I would go on a guitar, unless there's something wrong with the guitar, in which case you should fix the thing that's wrong. You shouldn't just give it more neck relief. We're putting a little boiled linseed oil on the fretboard, And this is exactly how I do it. I just kind of put it on. It might sit for a minute or two. It just depends. This is an ebony fretboard, I believe, and it did not look dry when he brought it in. So we're just going to put it on. We're going to take it off, and it looks pretty good to me. We did clean the guitar up here, the body and the headstock. Those look really nice. The frets were in really, really good shape. So I always have to feel which one's the rough one first. It's this one. No fret munch that I can see, so we'll just give them a little slick up with the fret rubbers here. Some people have a little bit of a problem on a Floyd Rose just getting the strings tight. The nice thing is these little blocks at the end are, as far as I know, they're hardened. At least in an original Floyd, they're hardened. And it's really difficult to over tighten them. You can put a lot of stress on those blocks before they scream. There we go. So don't be afraid to tighten these up at the end. It'll keep your strings from popping out. You know, that's the worst if you're playing a live gig and you have a string just kaboing on you. And I always cut these off kind of like just past the saddle, so you got enough room to work with to get everything in there and tight. We're going to loosen some tension off these springs. And you always want to look and see, you want to loosen it enough that the bridge, the back of the bridge is just a little bit high. And that means you can put the block in there and bring it down just a tick. So hopefully y'all can see that. I'm just going to kind of do that because I can't really see what you're seeing. But you can see the bridge is parallel with the face of the guitar, and that's what you want. So you want the strings to be pulling on that bridge to keep that block in place. Then I always put a little piece of foam rubber underneath there. It's going to tune just like a hardtail now, so we'll plug it back in. Everything should have gone flat. So we just go through it one time that way, and we're not going back and forth. It's in perfect tune now, and we're going to check intonation. And I do get questions every once in a while. And we will check this in playing position. Man, the intonation on this is just perfect. Whoever set it up did a wonderful job. Okay, the E and the B are just a little bit flat. Get it into the saddle pocket. Just kind of getting it snug before we loosen that screw so that it doesn't go out of control for us. And we said it was flat, which means the string is too long, so we're going to let this out just half a turn there. We're going to tighten this, then we'll retune that string. Still a little bit flat. So this is the difference between my tool and some of the other tools on the market, is that you don't have to detune the string to use it. You just keep it in place and use it. This one was a little bit flat too, if I recall, so we'll loosen it off just a little bit. And again, you're seeing this kind of in real time here. Not kind of in real time, you guys are seeing this in real time. So we just loosen it, let it out, snug this up first, loosen that, let this out. Oh, that's perfect. Good guess, Greg. I do always remind people, you know, when you're doing intonation, when you're putting on a new set of strings, tuning, whatever else you want to make sure you've got something in the back there. It doesn't have to be one of my magical blocks there. I think my blocks are easy to use. That's why I make them. That's why I started making them. But you can use a deck of cards. You can use business cards. You can use a 9-volt battery. You could use a fret rubber and just wrap tape around it till it gets to the right size. It's whatever you want to use. I think, you know, these are nice and convenient. If you work on a lot of guitars, it's a no-brainer. But there we go. So we're all intonated, we're all in tune, and probably need to do a little string stretch. With the block in the back, what you want to do is you want to just count your tightens here. And I'm always looking to make sure this thing's even. And then you check your block. It's getting a little bit loose, maybe just another quarter turn on each of these. And that's out of there. We look good there. Make sure we're in tune. If you are not in tune, like right there, we're just a little bit sharp. So we'll come back here and just give it a little bit of a loosen there. And we'll see, are we still sharp? Just a tick. So this is going to be minor turn. Like that. One more of those. And that's how you do it, you know. Sometimes it's magical and it falls out and you wind up right on pitch. Sometimes you don't, and you just have to make a quick little minor adjustment like that. String height, let's see if we landed where we want to. And we are just a whisker below 5/64s there. And we're right on 4/64s there. I think that's going to play pretty well. Active electronics. The way EMG says it is you put them where they sound best for you. So I set these up kind of generically, and then I'll share with the owner of this guitar that he might have to take a listen. And I'll do a play test, obviously, and listen. And if there's some major discrepancy, I'll take care of it. But if he has a preference either higher or lower, you are free to do whatever you want. The specs are just a guideline, of course, but on EMGs in particular, they sort of give you a little bit more freedom than the other types of pickups. So that looks good there. We bring this up just a hair. Okay, I like that. So we've got the fretboard oiled. We've set the neck relief. Pickup height, we've tightened everything, we've done our block. We've got a little bit of nut sauce here. We just kind of put that on all the places where we think you might need it. We can come back to that later, but definitely on a Floyd Rose. A lot of moving parts here, and where it comes through the nut is always good. Make sure that all works in there. Still in good tune. Just snugging these up. And we're gonna playing position. Capo. Had somebody comment the other day you have to put it right on the fret. That is 100% not true. You can put it behind the fret. It's fine. At the body joint, this is my 12th thou gauge. Yeah, that's right where we want it. I'm super happy with that compared to how it was when it came in. And that's a little bit sharp on the E. So let's go ahead and put our tool on here. Kind of snug it up. That's all we're doing there. And then, what did we say it was? Sharp or flat? It's a little sharp. So we can come in, just loosen this nut here. It means we need to make it a little bit longer. Wow, that thing's really in there. There we go. We need to make it a little bit longer, which means we need to tighten this tool. So we're bringing it back. And it was really small. We'll tighten that up. That's good. Harmonic's good. Still a little sharp. Loosen this up. Give this another, there we go, something like that. Just because everybody always gets on to me about it, yes, you do double check everything in the playing position. That is all for the LTD ESP GH600, Gary Holt 600. Yeah, this has been a fun guitar to work on. Sounds awesome. I'm hoping the customer will be super, super happy now that it's set up nice. Plays like butter. Take care, guys.
If you would like more guitar-related content, click that subscribe button. And as always, visit skyscraperguitars.com for guitar tools and accessories.